Get ready for the biggest legal showdown of the year. The U.S. Supreme Court has made a massive ruling today, rejecting Apple's request to pause a judicial order that found the iPhone maker in contempt in the Epic antitrust lawsuit brought by Epic Games. This decision completely changes the landscape for how app stores operate, and we are diving deep into what this means for every single user and developer. We break down the implications of this landmark decision right now.
Tired of dropping your phone or struggling to hold it with one hand? The PopSocket's Pop Grip gives you a secure grip, works as a phone stand, and even lets you swap the top for a fresh new look. Simple, useful, and perfect for everyday phone use. Click the link in the comments to grab yours on Amazon.
The legal battle between Apple and Epic Games over the rules of the App Store has been raging for years, and now the Supreme Court has delivered a major blow to Apple's delaying tactics. We examine the history of this conflict, starting with Epic Games winning a contempt order last year, and explore the specific injunctions that forced Apple to change its commission structure, including that controversial 27% fee. Find out exactly how this ruling impacts the commission rates for app transactions. But the action doesn't stop there. While the legal giants clash over App Store fees, the gaming world is celebrating massive free content drops. This week, the Epic Games Store is giving away 2 incredible free PC games. We're talking about the puzzle-driven adventure Arranger and the cozy shopkeeping tale Trash Goblin, both highly rated and available for free right now. Discover why these titles are getting such rave reviews and how you can snag them before the offer disappears. And to top it all off, we look at the full details of this giveaway. Both Arranger and Trash Goblin are available for you to keep forever with just an Epic Games Store account. We compare their impressive Steam and Metacritic scores, showing you exactly why these games are must-plays. Don't miss out on these free treasures, so stick with us for the rest of the show and let us know in the comments what you think of these new releases. The U.S. Supreme Court has declined Apple's request to temporarily halt a judicial order that found the iPhone maker in contempt of court in an antitrust lawsuit brought by Epic Games. The ruling, issued on Wednesday, means Apple will return to U.S. District Judge Yvonne Gonzalez-Rogers in Oakland, California, to address disputes over the commission rate it can charge for certain app-related transactions within the App Store. Justice Elena Kagan, speaking for the court, rejected Apple's bid to pause the ruling from the 9th U.S. Circuit Court of Appeals, which had deemed Apple in contempt regarding mandated changes to its App Store policies. This decision allows the legal battle to proceed to the trial court level. Epic Games CEO Tim Sweeney stated that the Supreme Court considered Apple's delaying motion and found it unworthy. The conflict between Apple and Epic Games centers on the rules governing the App Store and associated fees. The dispute stems from Epic Games' 2020 litigation, seeking to loosen Apple's control over transactions and app distribution on the iOS operating system. While Apple has generally prevailed in the lawsuit, it was previously required by a 2021 injunction to permit developers to include links directing users to non-Apple payment methods. Apple implemented new restrictions, including a 27% commission on developers for purchases made outside the App Store within 7 days of clicking a link, alongside its existing 30% commission for in-app purchases. Epic Games argued that the new 27% commission violated the earlier injunction, leading to a finding of civil contempt by the District Court in 2025. The Ninth Circuit upheld the contempt finding, but allowed Apple to present further arguments regarding the commission structure for digital goods purchased via third-party payment systems. In the District Court, Epic Games asserted that Apple must now disclose the costs associated with reviewing apps utilizing competing payment systems to allow developers to be billed accordingly. Apple has maintained that it has not violated the judge's order and has argued that the injunction should not extend beyond Epic Games. In a filing to the Supreme Court, Apple noted that global regulators are closely monitoring the case to determine potential commission rates in major international markets outside the United States. Epic Games contended that Apple was attempting to circumvent the original injunction, which they argued would allow the company to continue profiting unfairly at the expense of consumers and developers. The U.S. Supreme Court has denied Apple's request to stay a ruling that found the tech giant in violation of court-ordered changes to its App Store. This decision comes amid the ongoing antitrust lawsuit filed by Epic Games, the creator of the popular video game Fortnite. Justice Alina Kagan, speaking for the court, rejected Apple's plea for a delay while it pursues a full appeal to the Supreme Court against the Ninth Circuit's decision. The legal conflict between Apple and Epic Games has been protracted, centering on the regulations governing the App Store. The most recent focus of the dispute involves a contempt ruling and the scope of Apple's mandated obligations. Apple argues that the Ninth Circuit's ruling could significantly alter how millions of app purchases are processed. The legal history shows significant friction. Epic Games secured a contempt order last year as part of its 2020 lawsuit challenging Apple's control over in-app transactions and app distribution restrictions. Although Apple largely prevailed in the initial lawsuit, a 2021 court injunction required Apple to permit developers to include links directing users to non-Apple payment methods. In response, Apple implemented new restrictions, notably imposing a 27% commission on purchases made through third-party payment systems within 7 days of clicking such links. Epic Games disputes the validity of Apple's new 27% commission, claiming it violates the earlier injunction. In 2025, U.S. District Judge Yvonne Gonzalez Rogers ruled Apple in civil contempt for violating that injunction. While the Ninth Circuit upheld the contempt finding, it permitted Apple to introduce new arguments regarding the commission rate it should charge for digital goods purchased via third-party systems on the App Store. Apple maintains its compliance, arguing that the injunction should not apply to developers beyond Epic Games. In a filing to the Supreme Court, the company stated that regulators around the world are watching this case to determine what commission rate Apple may charge on covered purchases in huge markets outside the U.S. Epic Games Store is offering a weekly giveaway this week featuring 2 highly rated, cozy games, Arranger and Trash Goblin. These titles are highlighted as excellent free PC game options for players looking for something new. Arranger, described as a role-puzzling adventure, features a unique tile-sliding mechanic reminiscent of old-school Zelda. Players navigate and solve puzzles by shifting entire rows and columns of the map, requiring spatial trickery to move the protagonist and obstacles. The game is praised for its creative depth and beautiful art direction. Trash Goblin offers a relaxing, cozy shopkeeping experience where players restore, upcycle, and sell curios to fantasy customers. The developer emphasizes a low-pressure atmosphere with no fail state and endless opportunities for customers. Players dig out treasures, clean materials, and upgrade their shop. The Epic Games Store giveaway is active from Thursday, May 7th, to Thursday, May 14th, available at 8 a.m. PT/11 a.m. ET/4 p.m. BST/5 p.m. CEST. Review scores for the games are strong, with Arranger boasting a 92% Steam score and Trash Goblin achieving an 88% score. The Epic Games Store is offering 2 free PC games today, May 7, available for download and retention until May 14. Users can save $40, as both titles are normally priced at $20. $1 of the free offerings is a 2025 release, while the other is a 2024 title. Both games have received positive reception from user reviews. The first free game is Trash Goblin, a 2025 release from Split Milk Studios and Gamerski Games. Described as a wholesome and cozy strategy management game, players take on the role of a goblin shopkeeper, uncovering, cleaning, and upcycling trinkets into diverse characters. Players use earned money to upgrade, expand, and customize their shop and purchase better tools. Trash Goblin holds a Metacritic score of 71, but boasts an 88% approval rating on Steam based on 1,413 user reviews, earning a very positive rating on the platform. The second free title is Arranger, a role-puzzling adventure released a year prior by Furniture and Mattress LLC. This puzzle-adventure game features the player as Gemma, a small-town misfit on a journey of self-discovery. Arranger achieved a higher Metacritic score of 82 and a 92% approval rating on Steam, based on 320 reviews, also securing a very positive rating. Both games are free to keep permanently for Epic Games Store account holders. No additional requirements are needed beyond owning an Epic Games Store account, which is free. The report advises users to take advantage of the weekly free games, as the store occasionally offers larger titles, building a robust library of games, including smaller ones, for future play.